So this is module 10, and this is going to be our last module for this course. So this also implies that this is our last video also for this course, plantain farming. So we've been able to address some important topics that revolves around the course plantain farming. We've introduced ourselves to what plantain farming is, how to become how to build a career as a professional, to how to build a career as a plantain farmer, the step-by-step guide in actually engaging in plantain farming, different ideas that revolves around plantain farming, how we can actually control our farm from diseases and pests, and so on. So these are the important topics that we've discussed in this module. So however, in this module, module 10, the topic that we'll be discussing in this module is recent developments and future opportunities in plantain farming. So in this module, we'll be looking at the recent developments and probably some expected opportunities in the future that revolves that regards in regards to plantain farming. Sorry. So now let's look at the contents of the module. In this module, we'll be looking at the recent developments in plantain farming industry. So followed by another subtopic that we also have, which is modern innovations and smart farming techniques. Afterwards, we also discuss government policies and agricultural support programs. Then we also look at the sustainable plantain farming practices. We also discussed another topic, which is where to find plantain farmers in Nigeria and agribusiness investments. And finally, in this module, we'll be discussing the future trends in plantain farming. So these are the necessary subtopics under the topic for this module that we'll be discussing for this module 10, and this is going to be our last module, as I've said initially. So now let's move on to the introduction. Let's introduce ourselves to the module. So recent developments and future opportunities in plantain farming actually reflect the growing importance of plantain as a major food crop, as source of income and agribusiness opportunity in many tropical countries, especially Nigeria. So achievements in agricultural technology, improved plantain varieties, smart farming techniques, climate smart agriculture, and modern processing methods have transformed the plantain farming industries and also increased productivity, efficiency, and profitability. Government policies, agricultural support programs, digital technologies, mechanization, and agribusiness investments, they have further strengthened the industry by improving access to training, access to finance, modern equipment, and wider markets. So let's delve into the contents of the module mainly. So we'll be looking at the recent developments in the plantain farming industries. The industry has actually experienced several important developments in recent years due to increasing demand for food, advancements in agricultural technology, and growing interest in agribusiness opportunities. So one major development in the plantain farming industry is the introduction of improved and disease-resistant plantain varieties. Agricultural Research Institute and breeding programs have developed hybrid varieties such as the PITA, the FHIA plantains that produce an higher yields, mature faster, and show better resistance to pests and diseases. So this is one of the major developments in the plantain farming industry. So another important development is the increased use of modern farming techniques. What do we refer to as modern farming techniques? We are going to explain that further. And modern farming techniques and technologies. Now, farmers can now make greater use of irrigation systems, organic and inorganic fertilizers, mulching, improved spacing methods, mechanized land preparation, and better pest and disease management practices. These methods, they actually help improve plant growth, increase yields, and support year-round production. In addition, there is growing awareness of the nutritional and health benefits of plantain products. Plantain flour and other products are increasingly used in health-conscious like diets, baby foods, and wellness products, creating new market opportunities for producers and processors. So we can see the growth, the recent developments in the plantain farming industry now. So now let's move to modern innovations and smart farming techniques. So we are trying to look at the recent developments in this era compared to plantain farming during the olden days, whereby the technology and and modern technology is not as civilized as what we have now. So now, modern innovations and smart farming techniques have greatly improved plantain farming by actually increasing productivity, reducing the labor, improving crop quality, and also supporting sustainable agricultural development. One important innovation in plantain farming is the use of improved and disease-resistant plantain varieties, hybrid varieties such as the PIT and FIHIE, as we have mentioned. Have been able to develop to produce higher yields of plantain, and we actually mature faster and resist common pests and diseases. Mechanization is another major development in modern plantain farming, in the sense that farmers can now use machines and equipment such as tractors, plows, irrigation systems, sprayers, and mechanical weeders to reduce manual labor and actually improve farm efficiency. I believe we can also relate to that through the use of equipment, big equipment like tractors and so on. Farmers are now using that so that it will make their work easier, to reduce manual labor and also improve farm efficiency. So now, easier to make their work easier and even faster. Now let's move on to the next one, which is digital technology. It's also playing an important role in smart farming. Farmers now use mobile phones, agricultural apps, internet platforms, and social media to access weather information. Yes, it's farming advice, market prices, training materials, and customer networks, and so on, which they lack and they holding this. So now it has become it has this digital technology has makes the work very easier, and information very easier to the farmers. Now let's move on to the next subtopic in this model, which is government policies and agricultural support programs. Talking about government policy and agricultural support programs, they actually play important roles in the growth and development of the plantain farming industry and the agricultural sector as a whole. One important government policy in agriculture is the promotion of food security and local food production. Governments encourage the cultivation of crops such as plantain to reduce dependence on imported food and improve the availability of locally produced food products. Is one of the policy of the government that has been able to support the program. Now, our plantain farming program or the plantain farming industry, agricultural credit and loan programs are another important form of support. So in the sense that many governments work with agricultural banks, cooperatives, and financial institutions to provide loans and grants to farmers and agribusiness owners. In addition, governments establish food safety regulations and quality control standards to ensure that agricultural and processed food products are safe for consumption. Now, some governments also promote export development programs that encourage the exportation of processed agricultural products such as plantain chips and flour and so on. So let's move on to the next subtopic, which is sustainable plantain farming practices. What do we refer to as sustainable plantain farming practices? These actually refer to farming methods and techniques that help produce plantain in ways that protects the environment, conserve the natural resources, improve productivity, and support long-term agricultural development. Farmers are hereby encouraged to avoid excessive land clearing and deforestation, which can lead to soil erosion and environmental degradation. So maintaining vegetation cover and planting trees around farms help protect the soil and improve environmental sustainability. Efficient water management is also important for sustainable plantain production. Irrigation systems such as drip irrigation will help supply water directly to plant roots while reducing water wastage. Also, the use of organic farming methods is becoming more common in sustainable agriculture. Organic fertilizer, compost and natural pest control methods help reduce dependence on harmful chemicals and improve soil health. Now, where can we find our plantain farmers in Nigeria? So we'll be looking at this. This is the next topic that we'll be discussing in this module. Plantain farmers in Nigeria are mainly found in the southern and middle belt regions of the country, where rainfall, temperature, and soil conditions are suitable for plantain cultivation. So plantain actually grow well in tropical climates with adequate moisture, fertile soil, and warm temperatures. Nigeria is one of the largest producers of plantain in Africa, and plantain farming is an important agricultural activity in many states. So one of the major regions where plantain farmers can be found is the southwestern part of the Nigeria, still where we have states like Ogun State, Oyo State, Osun State, Ondo State, Ekiti, and Lagos State. They have many plantain farms and commercial producers. Ogun State is especially known for large-scale plantain production and is often recognized as one of the leading plantain producing states in Nigeria. In Osun State, we also have Osun State is another is also one of the large-scale plantain production in Nigeria, where we have a town that is commonly known for plantain that is commonly known to engage in plantain farming called Ikiri. So now, in the southeast region, many plantain farming is also widely practiced in states such as Abia, Anambra, Imo, Enugu State, and Ebonyi State. Many small-scale and commercial farmers in these areas they cultivate plantain for local consumption and market supply. Some middle belt states such as Kogi, Benue, and part of Kwara State also have plantain farmers due to suitable environmental conditions. Also, now let's look at the agribusiness investment. The investment in the plantain farming industry it actually involves the provision of financial resources, technology, infrastructure, and business support for the production, processing, storage, packaging, marketing, and distribution of plantain and plantain products. So one major area of agribusiness investments is commercial plantain cultivations. Investors establish large-scale plantain farms using improved seedlings, irrigation system, fertilizers, mechanized equipment, and modern farming practices to increase productivity and profitability. Another important investment opportunity is plantain processing. Processed products such as plantain chips, flour, puree, baby food, roasted plantain, and packaged snacks, they have high market demands. So this is another business investment that we can actually venture in. Now, future trends. Let's look at the future trends in plantain farming. Talking about the future plantain farming, which is not to also likely involve increased mechanization and automations, machines for land preparation, irrigation, harvesting, processing, and so on and so forth. Another future trend is the expansion of export markets and international trade in processed plantain products, improved packaging, branding, food safety standards, and global demand for healthy and gluten-free food products are creating opportunities for international market expansion. We should look forward to that. We should be looking to that. And also, youth participation and agribusiness entrepreneurship are also expected to increase. So, more young people are becoming interested in agriculture because of digital technology, agri-tech innovation, online marketing, and so on. So, in conclusion, in this way, we have been able to establish the fact that the plantain farming industries continues to experience important growth and transformation through modern innovations, smart farming technology, sustainable agricultural practices, government support programs, and increasing agribusiness investment. These developments have improved plantain production, processing, storage, packaging, marketing, and so on and so forth. Now, the adoption of improved plantain varieties, climate smart farming methods, digital agriculture, mechanization, and value added processing has strengthened the role of plantain farming in food security, employment creation, and economic development